So you probably hear or have heard about SEO, and you know it has something to do with the internet. But what does it really mean? Hi, I'm Gabriella, and we're going to talk about SEO 101 today. We're going to break down the basics of SEO and the ways that you should be implementing it on the internet. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. It's a way to utilize strategies to get more people onto your website for free. Think about it. How often do you really click on past the first or even the second page on search engine results? Not a lot. So by using these strategies, we can start to get your webpage hopefully on that second or even the first page. People can pay for their web pages to end up on the first page of web results or even pay for ads on social media platforms. But organic results are actually clicked on more than paid search engines. In fact, only 2.8% of people actually click on paid advertisements. So how is it all done? I like to think of it like a filing system. In this example, we're going to be using Google for our primary search engine. Google has an algorithm that crawls billions and billions of websites in minutes. If you were to search something, say video production, Google would spit out billions of results with websites that contain that word at least once. But if you were to narrow it down, your web page would likely be spit out towards the top of the pages on Google. The internet is constantly updating its algorithms and new strategies are developing every day. But these are some of the most fundamental strategies that you could start implementing to any search engine. Keywords. Keywords are the most important. They are what's going to be what distinguishes your website from being on page 10 to page 1. Going back to that video production, if you were to just search the generic video production, there's a likelihood that you're competing with millions of websites about video production all across the world. But the more specific you try to get, the higher chances your website is going to be on the first page. So how do you know which keywords matter? They all do. Any word that you choose to include is going to give you the upper hand to getting higher in ranks. So you might be asking yourself, why don't you just put keywords everywhere on your page? Google actually has an algorithm that crawls your websites, and if they find that you're oversaturating or overusing that keyword, your website can be flagged. So don't worry so much about how many times your keyword appears. What starts to matter is where your keywords are placed. As I mentioned, the more you can fluidly use keywords on your website, the stronger your rank is going to be. But there are more prominent places where including those keywords gives your site an advantage. Places like titles. SEO titles are what you read on search engine results. They're often the same as headers, but sometimes include a little more detail. Keywords here are a crucial place to put them because they're going to determine whether people click on your link or not. Meta descriptions, or metas, are 2 sentences below the titles that give you a little bit more description. Of course, you want to include one keyword, but this is where you get to elaborate a little and be more descriptive about what your site is. Meta descriptions give more context to your users about whether or not this is what they're looking for. Although the Google algorithm no longer considers meta descriptions important to rank, they can still be important to your click-through rates. Headers, or H1, are like giant flashing arrows telling Google, hey, look at me! They're the first thing that viewers are going to see on your web page and will normally dictate whether or not they keep reading. So it's important to include at least one keyword in here. There can be some confusion between headers and titles, so think of it this way. Titles are what you see on Google, and headers are what you're going to see on the website. Whenever you post a new image on your website, you should always include a short, concise description about the image. There should always be at least one keyword included. So why are alt tags so important if you can just see the image? The same way that search engines bring up the relevant and most popular link, the same rules apply for image results. So how do I do it? Don't worry, you don't have to know any kind of coding in order to apply these strategies. Normally, a lot of the platforms that you're using to build your websites include these features. You should try and go back and update your keywords every few weeks in order to stay up to date. SEO can seem very complicated, but these fundamentals are a good way to get your website to start ranking. So that's it for SEO 101. If you want to see more of these videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram.